Nation for February 16th. This, of course, is a special edition of Faith in the Nation. If you're hearing or you're seeing my background, I'm out here today where the teachers are continuing their strike, where they're calling for the government and the Ministry of Education to listen to them, to bargain with them, and to give them, of course, better wages and salaries. So I'm out here today on Breakdown. We're at 21 Breakdown, where the teachers and, of course, parents as well who are supporting are out here today. You know, as I usually always start the show, I want to remind you to tell a neighbor, tell a friend that Facing the Nation is on. Today is a special edition. Ensure that you share the live. Of course, we're on the People's National Congress Reform page on Facebook, APNU AFP page on Facebook, People's National Congress Reform page on YouTube, and of course, our local channel that we're aired on is none other than Channel 6. So come on, quickly tell a neighbor, tell a friend that we're here. We're on Main Street and we're observing the strike action. I don't know if my cameraman can give a view of what's happening in the meantime, what you're seeing in the background. You have teachers, you have teachers, parents who are supporting the strike on both sides of the road. Of course, you're also seeing some prominent figures in the crowd as well. And they're all here to support the struggle today of the teachers. Today should have, or maybe, I'm not sure, we're going to have some conversations with some teachers today, but it was scheduled to be the last day of the teacher strike. But we'll talk to the teachers and we'll see what is the plan come Monday. With me here, I want to start off by talking to one of the teachers who are out here. And good day. Would you like to start by telling us your name and where you're from?
My name is Robinson George. I'm a graduate in master at Marrow Primary School in Region 7. I was seconded at Mitram Primary and then came here to apply at a secondment here in Georgia. However, it's still a process, so I have a school presently. However, I am here to contribute to the GTU program and ever since I'm a part of them.
All right. So basically, you're from region number 7. You're here supporting the strike. Your placard says "Time for gas done." What is you're out here? We understand that you're here. Why exactly are you out here? What do you feel? You know the cause for you standing here with the GTU and the other teachers on this strike.
Yeah, the GTO, they have been trying to work or negotiate on behalf of the teachers for the past 3+ years. I understand, and nothing is coming out of that, and we can't be waiting on that any longer. And as my
Your placard.
demonstration here says,
Time for
time
gas
for job done.
done.
We can't we always go wait for done. Now it's time for action by the teachers. So all those things that we are passing through, one would be financial or the monetary side.
Mhm.
Because where I'm living, it's very costly. A bag of Caribbean rice is $10,000,
Mhm.
8,000 someplace. One pack of milk, corn leaf milk, is $3,000. That's the last one that I work on. So we have to bring this to the attention of the relevant authority, like the government or the education minister. Like to my understanding, they knows about it,
Mhm.
but they don't want to act and come all the teachers, especially in the hinterland, where they can have a livable wage. You understand? Presently, I would say, due to those things, that I don't have no savings present. No savings. Now I am here now. The monetary side or the financial side, I'm saying rent, water, transportation, electricity takes my salary home. So I don't have no plus the transportation for my children to go. I have two children right studying to go in and out. So it's affecting us. And so the government has to listen to us. I'm saying we don't want this thing to go any longer. If they cannot listen, then I would still support continue.
So basically, what you're saying, I know we've heard a lot of talk about basically trying to make it a political thing and say, no, it's politics, that. But what I've heard you explain is it's a bread and butter for
Yeah, this can't be a political thing. How this can be a political thing? It's our issues. Educators issues. They can't say it's a political one. Look over me then. I'm not a party member. I'm not a party member. So political party member. So what I'm saying, this can't be political. This is economical. We want. Okay, let me go more on that side. It can't be politics. What I'm saying, we we have um, moves like a budgetary side going to agriculture. And what I expect from agriculture, the cost of living that the food side, the green side, it should be cheaper. However, we still have it. That the cost of living going up. So you understand it can be political. Uh, so I'm saying they may have done it like that, but it can be political. Maybe because our one of the GTU secretariats, parliamentarian, they would look into that and say this political charade. My opinion, but it affects. So that affects. The truth is that the financial side affects each other. Not only that, the schools and the teachers' quarter in the hinterland, it's not acceptable. It's not the standard that we expected. It's it's very challenging. The last school that I taught in, there was no water during sunny season. All we had to depend on was the rainwater. I I came here out and they give me the number for the water, housing and water. I keep calling, I keep calling, no answer. You see, you see those things where leaders, leaders and the government are enjoying air conditioned rooms, drinking water. And you understand? We don't alone suffer. So they can't say that they are doing. Yeah, they're trying, but they are not doing their best. They are not doing their best.
thank you very, very much for talking with us today. And we're happy that you're out here doing what you feel is best, and we're here to support you. So thank you.
We continue, though, we continue. One there, we continue.
All right. All right. So there you were listening to one of the teachers, in fact, the headmaster from in one of the headmasters in region number 7, and talking about the difficulties that they face in those interland regions with different things, and the fact that for them this is an economical issue because he is struggling to take care of all the other things that are necessary. I have another teacher with me who is willing to speak up on the issues. It's on. All right, could you tell us your name and where you're from?
My name is Everton Stephen, and I'm a teacher in Georgia.
In Georgia. Very well. Thank you, Mr. Everything. So, like everyone else out here, you're an ordinary teacher out here on this strike. What is your reason for giving up?
So the thing is that I believe in a country like ours, which is developing and rapidly developing economically and otherwise, I believe that there is a need for us to be paid better. We as teachers deserve a reasonable lifestyle. And so we believe that our gifts, our talents, our qualifications should make room for us to live a comfortable life. We as teachers are parents also, and we are, in my case, this is the first generation that is trying to get out of poverty. And so my mom told me as a child, education is the key to success and it's the way out of poverty. And I have studied. I would have completed several programs at the University of Finland. Yet still I find it difficult to survive on a teacher's salary. And so the reason I'm out here and I'm willing to make this sacrifice is because I want better for my generation to come. I don't want them to come and meet poverty like I grew up in. I want them to meet a better lifestyle.
All right. And there was a lot of talk. There was an incident apparently that occurred out here where a gentleman was what appeared to be Filipino apparel and did some stuff out there that the government is everything about this strike is political. What do you
I want to say to the general population, anybody could say whatever they want, they can do whatever they want. But it's up to the citizenry of our country to know the truth and know the facts. We as teachers are out here standing up for our rights. And if you notice, every day we start with prayer, we do worship. We don't encourage things that are unacceptable within our country. As the motto says, we mold the nation. And so anybody can come out and do whatever they want. That is up to them. The government should listen to our plea. Our main call is for them to negotiate with our rightful representative, which is the Guyana Teachers Union. You talk with them, you negotiate with them, we good. We go back to the classroom. But don't pick or cherry pick on every little issue that you can come up with and say, oh, because Coretta is a parliamentarian, it's political. This is economical. I am out here for economical reasons and not for political reasons. And I am saying to the government and to the general population, see us for who we are. We are teachers, we are educators. We produce all other professions. Now, how it is that you think that you can be on air, social media, wherever, and say whatever and expect us to believe that? No, we did not call the man out here. He came on his own accord. He did what he had to do. We are here for a bigger cause. And we want the government to listen to the cause to which teachers are here.
I would have noted, I believe it was last week that there's an article where it is reported that the ministry is now looking at or contemplating to have online classes while whether pending whether you guys decide to continue the strike or not. Your thoughts on that?
So it's laughable. Why? Because just recently we would have had the pandemic and we would have had online classes. And when we returned to the classroom, you wouldn't believe that these children were in school before or they were even a part of an online. We had to literally start all over again. And we also had to start with children who, let's say, for example, they were at the ninth grade. We had to go back to like seventh grade so that we can help them to come up back to scratch. And it was a whole lot of interventions that we would have had to do within the classroom to have these children reculturalized to a setting where learning is conducive for them. So if the government chooses to ignore our cry and go to online teaching, I'm saying to them, it will not work. It will not work. I was a part of, in fact, my daughter was in her class one time, and a teacher had to call out the child and said, what are you doing with that knife? Who's at home with you? And all of these things exposes children because when the teacher now will have to manage the home and the classroom, Other persons listening into those class sessions will then know what is happening in a particular home, can carry out the investigation and do what they have to do. I'm saying to the government again, and also to the general population, teachers deserve more. We're saying to you, you promise in fact, the government promised 50%. That's your campaign promise. We're not calling for 50. We, at this point in time, we're saying 25. If the government can't make 25, give us something that is workable. Let us come in between. But the government is refusing to talk with our union. And for me, when I assess their modus operandi, it is more than draconian. And this is a word I learned from the vice president. It's more than draconian. They choose to implement what they want and are not allowing us to bring anything to the table. They're bringing stuff to the table and they say you take on people who want. But we who are on the ground know what it is we want. We voice that to our union and we're asking the union to plead our case before the government. And they are refusing to act.
So you mentioned the vice president again in his press conference, I believe last week, he stated categorically that the government does not have any more money to give teachers, while bearing in mind that we just passed a national budget, which is at the tune of 1.14 trillion dollars, the largest ever. And also, after passing that budget, they did something else where they went to make amendments to the NRS fund bill, where they are now be able not to take out 25% of a billion or however the it was set up for small amounts and have bigger things. But basically, they went to the parliament and, of course, passed with the one majority to take out of those funds almost all of it, 95% of the funds, so they can take it out of it. What what is your thought like when you hear those things compared to them saying now that we cannot afford to pay teachers more?
So several things comes to mind when I think of all that you have just said. One, big budget, small thing. We would have had smaller budgets than this with more significant increases. And I believe firmly that when it is that the government perhaps is ready to call election, they're going to increase salaries by greater numbers. However, that there will now just say to us that they're manipulating us. That when they want our votes or when they want our support, they're going to give to us. But when we deserve what we should have, they're not giving. Okay? Big budget, small pay. Now, in addition to that, going to the NRF and withdrawing and all of that, we're seeing where that money is going to. I, as a teacher, would have taught students who said to me clearly, sir, we got right CXC and all of the form. When I finish again with me for the basis and we gonna build road and we gonna do this and whatever and we make money. And they don't see the value now of education. I'm saying that if, as a nation, we could eat roads and bridges and buildings, we would have been so healthy, such a healthy nation. I think the government needs to revisit their philosophy, the way in which they treat the public servants, particularly teachers who produce all other professions, and I think they need to focus much more.
Thank you
You're
very much for your input on facing the
Yes,
nation
and
today.
so can I say one more thing? This is not political, it's economical. If it was political, I would not have been here. It is an economical struggle, it's a bread and butter struggle. I have children, and I think they deserve the best because I made a sacrifice to stay in school, to attend the University of Guyana all the way up, and with several programs here so that their lives can be better, and I am here for them.
Thank you so much.
So,
All right, thank you. So here again, we would have heard from another teacher who has been in the profession for some time, and sharing his concerns on the issue as the protests continue. I hope to pull up. I have a parent here with me. who is out here. She is as well supporting the teachers struggle. And I want to hear from her. And she's out here with her children as well. Your name?
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Elizabeth, and yes, I'm a parent and I'm a very concerned one of them. I'm here to support the teachers because I don't find it fair that the teachers should be out there striking. We as parents just sit back and relax and do and teacher and the young with school. It's not nice, you understand me? And we as parents need to come out here because we can go ahead. We can't the fact that we can't take our children to work with us, that's very hard. Then we don't even get a proper salary. We can't even afford to go pay a daycare now to look after all these children. Some parents get four, five, six children. And some is really hard on them. And secondly, this is very hard on me because I get a son and he's very slow. And then the teacher now is giving extra classes and it's really nice for me. You know, and the fact that they're striking, I'm afraid that he can drop back a lot. And then the fact that the teacher isn't getting what I want, I can't get what I need. Because my child, it's really hard. It's really hard. But I would encourage parents to be in support of the teachers because parents, we need these teachers. These teachers are very important to us. Our kids need these teachers. You understand me? And I would like to big up to some of them teachers because I guess some of them teachers very weak and they don't really care about it. To the ones them that is put all the interest in the teacher in the kitchen because they like teaching, that's very nice. So yes, some of the teachers that is give the slow learners them extra classes, and this is nice. And the fact that they're striking parents come and we need to come out, we need to be in support of these teachers. We can't just sit back and relax and don't do nothing and feel comfortable that the children them do. The fact that we can't take our kids to work with us is an next because we can get that.
I want to know your thoughts. Yesterday there was an announcement. Yeah, I believe it was where the ministry is saying that they are now looking at online class once again for children. What are your thoughts on that? And then everything you said just
Online
now.
classes. Then if you giving online classes, you can be donating tablets to all them children because children don't get up in a household, most household, they barely get a television for use. So if you do online classes, how would they doing it? They're watching it on the television or something? You can go on the news channel or something because I don't understand.
I don't know what's your plan behind it, but that's why I want to
No, well,
have your
I wouldn't be
thoughts.
against it until I know what is the plan. Because if the plan to give households tablet or a phone or something, well then yes.
But my question
But
also is,
then
who are the teachers that will teach the online class if they're on strike?
well then no, I don't support it. Hell no, I do not support it. I'm
I
not in support of that.
I'm very happy that you're one of the parents out here, supporting the struggle. Last week on my program, that's one of the things that I talked about, and I asked that parents, the other public servants who are well struggling with the levels of pay that they have, that they as well should join the teachers in this fight because of you actually once the teachers are out here, our children are suffering. And their children as well. Some people forget that teachers as well have
But
their
you
own
see now,
children.
you see that there's some people that are afraid to come out because it's frightened that it's a job. Remember the president done so that he can take away teachers' salary apart. Some people are afraid to do these things.
But you do believe that they must stand up.
They have to, they should, and parents should stand by the side equally. Not only parents, everybody should come and support it because it's affecting every single one. It's affecting the whole Guyana. They say that it's one Guyana, but I don't believe it's one Guyana. I feel that it's two or three Guyana because the Guyana that they're talking about is not Guyana. It's a different Guyana they're talking about.
It's good I heard you just say that it is affecting all dining
Yes,
because
it is
this
affecting all
morning
Guyanese.
I would have gone to a place where I used to buy snacks and things like this, all the food and stuff in the morning. And when I went there, they had nothing to sell. So when I asked, they said, "Man, the store's closed up, nothing is selling." So
Yeah, the
they
Guyana
can't
has a
make
weird
it.
business.
So that's another example of everybody is being affected.
Everything and this. It's why I say it's more food to suffering there. Because because never people depending on our parents to somebody that's not from this small business. You understand how these like Barcelona and other places. So when there's no school, there is no business. You understand me? So
Thank you very, very much for your contribution today. And keep the struggle up for the teachers. Thank you very much. So we were just hearing from on a parent who is out here with her children, supporting the teacher strike and giving her opinions on what she believes should be done and what is necessary at this time. I also have with me here another teacher who I'll take a quick comment from. I know she looks like she's hustling
I'm tired.
to get something done. But she's out here as well, and she's been out here from day one with the teacher protesting every day. What I want to know from you now is what going forward here from today, because I know today should have been the day that you have determined to end the strike. Of course, at the time you were hoping that there would be some form of negotiation and some resolution between the government and the union. We're here today, we're still not hearing nothing. We're hearing they're talking about online classes and all varying things that have nothing to do with talking with the union. What are your thoughts on what do you think will happen after this?
Listen to me. Online classes. Who's teaching online classes?
My question is
Who is teaching online classes? Not the same teachers. And the vice president went on a press conferences weekly, ranting and raving and saying that teachers are going back into the classroom. Well, if teachers are going back into the classroom, it simply means they don't need online classes, right? It simply means that the teachers will be there to teach the students and the students will be good, will be well taught and everything. No, the government needs to listen to the teachers, come to the bargaining table, just like they do with Dawu, just like they do with everybody else. Why is it that they're not coming? Why is it in 2018 it was quite okay for them to say 50%? The world have the video where the president was in parliament and they were saying 50% for teachers and public servants. And now it's a different thing. The same general secretary that was there, she called out the teachers and we came out supporting our union. And you are telling me now that we don't deserve when we have oil? We're the lowest paid in this entire Caribbean. And you're telling me that we have oil and we must sit back? No, man. No. We're not dogs. And then they're going to say we're going to crawl back like dogs into the classroom. Wickedness got to stop. They will respect teachers. They will respect us because we mold the nation. We're the one who writes history in this Caribbean. We make the students. Yeah, before the last I was in the States, a child I had to be remarked. They said, Elizabeth, if you don't get the marks out of this, the child will fail. And I marked the I sent it back. Even in our leaves, even when we're sleeping, we're making sure the children of this nation, so that they can tug the Caribbean, so that we can boast of our Caribbean colleagues, that we still have the best, most brilliant students. And you're telling me we're not answering to the teachers? Listen to me. The government have opened up and if they know what's good for them, let them shut it. Let them shut it. The wise thing to do, the decent thing to do, is for them to come to the bargaining table, sit down with teachers, talk, do the talking. Don't try to break the union. The union is what protects teachers. The union is what covers teachers. If we don't have a union, wait thing and happen. Listen, they better come to the bargaining table. I don't want to be out of classroom. I am hurting because I can't face my students. I can't look at them. But not looking at them not gonna fill me pocket. Not gonna fill me pocket. Right? So I'm asking the government to come to the bargaining table, sit with the union, and do the decent thing. Let them put their ego aside and have respect for the nation's molders. God bless this great nation, and God bless the teaching profession. Thank you very much. That is Miss Elizabeth Williams Nile, who is a teacher, of course, at one of the secondary schools in Georgetown, giving her views on the issue.
As we stand here right now, I do believe they're either taking a break or they're taking a break, or this person at the moment, of course, they've been here since early this morning. And what we are hearing as we're out here is that teachers are not willing to give up this fight and this struggle because they believe if they give up now, they will have nothing to get. We would have seen circulating as well on social media. There is that listing, and as they talk about being the lowest paid teachers in the Caribbean at about, I believe, it's 600 US dollars, the lowest paid. And, also, as they're the lowest paid, they are producing some of the top students in the Caribbean every single year. Guyana produces top students in the CXC exams and CAPE exams every year. And what teachers are basically saying, with all that is happening in our economy, we just had a budget. Of course, I cannot stop talking about it. The fact that that budget is now the largest budget that has ever been passed in the nation. It is more than a trillion Guyana dollars. And at this current time, we have a government who is saying to teachers that they cannot afford to pay them anything further while they're going and changing NRF rules to take out as much money as they want. Everywhere you turn, everywhere you look, there's a little dig up, there's a little something happening in infrastructure, while persons, and in this case, um, Guyanese and public servants generally are suffering in this time. What you're seeing is lots of construction here, there, everywhere. Some of it not even relevant. We're seeing roads that are properly done, being redone, etc. While the government sits and tells teachers and public servants that they cannot afford, because that was the words of the vice president, that they cannot afford to pay teachers anymore. But every morning you wake up, there is new construction happening somewhere in convenience somehow, and much of it as well, when you do look at it, not relevant at the time in some cases. And the teachers are basically calling on the government. They made lots of campaign promises, heading into the general election and regional elections 2020, where they promised to pay all public servants 50%. And teachers are saying they're not asking for 50%. They're basically asking for 25%. If the government says they cannot give them 25%, at least they can come to the table and maybe meet halfway. And teachers are very dismayed at this time that with all the pleadings and all the bargains being put out, that the government is refusing to sit with the union, who obviously the union is the um, what we'll call the mouthpiece of the teachers. They're they're the legitimate union responsible for talks between the government, any bargaining, and the government is refusing and bringing up frivolous issues every 2 seconds of why they're not talking to them, etc. So that's the issues that we're seeing out here. And again, like I did last week, I want to call whenever the teachers are coming out. Again, if it's Monday, they're out here. Parents, public servants, other unions, we're calling on you to come out and join the teachers in this struggle, because if we do not take a stand now, we will be going nowhere. I have one other person that I want to talk with quickly before we wrap up. He is a rep for quite a few unions in the in the Georgetown area, and I would like to have a word with him now. Good afternoon to you, and welcome to Facing the Nation, Special Edition. You have been out here, I believe, not only today, but for a few days with the teachers as they continue their struggle for what they believe is right and for the government to bargain and reason with their union in this regard. You yourself, you're a union rep, with many different unions. Let's talk about that. Why are you out here?
Um, well, I'm here because every sane Guyanese also is sympathetic to this cause. You see, Guyana would have signed on to many charters and conventions, and which includes collective bargaining. And when you can just throw back and say that you're not prepared to talk to anybody, it gives an indication of a creeping dictatorship. Because we would have seen it in Germany when Hitler would have touched the Jews, blacks, and many other sectors. When he went to the ruling class, there was nobody there to speak for them. And if we don't stand up now, I would suspect that if the teachers are overrun, they will move to other sectors. And we got to guard against that.
All right, so you're out here, of course, supporting what you said there. I want to also have your thought, like we've seen the budget, the largest budget ever the government both of, the growing economy and everything is all well and good in the country. But on the flip side, you hear them saying that they cannot and this is what they said. The vice president said they cannot afford to pay the teachers more. Bearing in mind, we just passed this $1.146 trillion budget. Just after passing that budget, they also went ahead to make changes to the NRF bill where they're now committing themselves to take out maybe almost 90% of those funds as well. They did so with their one seat majority. How did you feel about that?
The statement about, it is said, I do not see it, and I know a lot of people do not see it, that we're one of the fastest growing economies. How much billions we get in from Exxon Mobil and all these kind of things. This budget is $1 trillion. We don't even have a million persons in this country and a budget of trillion. Where is this money going? What I find is that we are going to experience something that they call a Dutch disease, where there is money, a lot of it around. It is there, whether it is being stolen, when it is being packed somewhere, whereby you'll have a few persons who will enjoy the largest of this oil, fine, while the major population will be living below the poverty line. I am saying that they, I don't want to use the word that they're lying, but they're being deceitful. As far as I'm concerned, they're not really interested in how the population of this country lives. And people are saying that this strike it's a strike for wages and salary and of this administration, they put it into political sphere. Because in 2018, all the things that the teacher are asking for now, Vice President Jardine would have said that they must have all these things, and he was very vehement in his expression. So what is it about now? I know that looking from the vendor's perspective, they're not getting sales, and they have bills to pay, they have children to send to school, and basically, how do they survive? That's why I'm saying that this strike is going to trickle down and affect every sector in there. With the minibus union, they are not getting passengers. What is developing now is a kind of hot plating, this war for passengers. Because operational costs to those people, among other things, is not there. If the teachers and public servants, among others, get increases, I mean tangible increases, other sectors, even the minibus persons, can seek to have an increase in transportation costs. So nothing will move until this is finished.
And what would be your call to person, looking in on this and, deciding, or other teachers as well who are still going to school, and maybe even the parents, what is the result of the support of what is happening out here as we progress in next week?
They need to be out here. Parents, children, teachers, everybody. You cannot die in a country like this easily. You may have to give up some of your luxuries, but you have to think that when you would have won, it is for the generations to come. because it's really sad. And I'm not going to get political, but something has occurred where you have a talented young school child would have been singing so well, but because of what she sang about, they've decided that she's to be. I would say when people do something like that, I will not support the children's with this tomorrow.
The children
March, because you cannot behave like that and expect us not to be annoyed with actions you take.
All right. Is there any last things you want to say as we wrap up today's program on facing?
Well, as an executive director, we are in support of all our affiliates and all workers that are affected. And we're saying to the teachers, batten down, hold out, be strong, and you'll get what you want.
Thank you very much. All right. So today we've heard from quite a few teachers. We've seen what has been happening out here on Brick Dam. As you see behind me, there is here at 21 Brick Dam. You've heard from ordinary teachers who are out here in the struggle. The mode and the conversation is the same. This is not political. This is an economical issue. This is their bread and butter. They feel underappreciated. They feel disrespected by the current government. And of course, as teachers are out here, they're also calling for the support of other persons, the support of the teacher, students, support of parents, and we have also interrogated some of the trickling issues on this strike actions, where we're hearing about vendors basically having not to prepare things anymore. Of course, transportation is slowing up because children are not going to school, and as much as the Ministry of Education is out there trying to say, oh, this school is open, that school is open. If you take a drive around, at least in Georgetown, you will see what is happening. School doors are almost closed. If any of those doors are open, you basically see very few children. And so this is becoming a concern. And, persons are calling for the government to take the issues that are being brought up by teachers, take it very seriously and address their issues so that this strike can end. Because teachers are saying they don't want to be out here. They have children as well. They miss going to school. They miss teaching their students and doing what is necessary. They don't want to lose money, but they're here because they know this is the only way that they will be able to make a stand for what they believe is right. Today, of course, as always, we're basically out of time. What I want to implore our viewers again here on Facing the Nation, as I did last week, to tell you during this period, I am asking that you support the teachers, that parents support the teachers. You understand the struggles that you're facing while teachers are out here as well. And as well, the public sector. We know there is a lot happening there. We're calling on the union as well for the Guyana Public Service Union to, maybe begin to have some talk and see how you can as well come in and support this struggle because it is necessary that the public sector generally has better wages and salary in a country that economy is booming due to the oil income. And it is time that people not just see bricks and stones and buildings, but it must be a place where people are able to live comfortably so that they don't have to deal with the things that trickle down from not living comfortably in a country that is being deemed the best in the Caribbean, the biggest, the best, and being you know, called the little Dubai of the world. While you're living there, you ought to be living comfortably. And we as a people wish not to see this country face the Dutch. So, viewers, I want to thank you for joining this special edition of Facing the Nation today, and continue to share the live even after you're off. Of course, check us next week. as we continue to look into this issue. But I also want to next week get in a bit on the issues in the public infrastructure area as we take a look at what is happening countrywide in terms of infrastructure. So do join me next week. Thank you for joining me today and do have a wonderful afternoon.